For this problem, we needed to figure out what the rate of change is when we're looking at the equation. Now, if you go to your reference materials, you'll see that under linear equations, I have two equations, my slope-intercept form and my point-slope form, that make it really easy for me to see where my slope is, because my slope is always represented by the letter m. When I look at slope-intercept form, if I can find m in that form, I know what my slope or my rate of change is. Same thing with point-slope form. If I can look at an equation in point-slope form and locate where my m is, then I know what my rate of change is. So let's go back to the equation that you were looking at. This equation here, y equals 3.75 plus 1.5 times x minus 1. This is not explicitly in one of those forms. It kind of looks like slope-intercept form because we have this y equals, but it also kind of looks like point-slope form because we have this 1.5 times my x minus 1. So we could choose to put this equation in one of those forms to help us out. If we wanted it to look like point-slope form, we could take this 3.75 and move it over to the other side with y. What that would look like is we do the inverse operation. The opposite of a positive 3.75 is we could subtract 3.75 from both sides, and my equation would then look like this. Whoops, not equals. Y minus 3.75 would be then left equal to 1.5 times x minus 1. Now guys, this looks exactly like point-slope form. And if I'm looking at point-slope form, where is my m? Where is my rate of change? It's this 1.5. Now if you don't like if you don't like point-slope form, we could take this and we could turn it into point-slope form. Sorry, slope-intercept form. I keep getting them mixed up. So that it looks like y equals mx plus b. And so how we're going to do that is that we could go back to our original equation, y equals 3.75, let's see, plus 1.5, whoops, Miss Reams keeps making mistakes, plus 1.5 times x. Let me make sure that this is what I want. Yep, that's exactly what I want. So let's solve this. My first step would be to distribute. 1.5 times x. 1.5 times my negative 1 is a negative 1.5. And then I still have this 3.75 plus. And then I combine like terms. 1.5 over here is a negative, so if I do 3.75 minus 1.5, we could use our calculator to do that if you're not sure. Since I'm making a lot of mistakes, I'm going to use my calculator too, just to be sure. There we go, 2.25. So then what I end up with is y equals 2.25 plus 1.5x. All right, so this does look like my slope-intercept form that I have a number right next to my x. It doesn't come first. Here it comes afterwards, but that's okay. Still, just like when I have it in my point-slope form, what is my slope? It's still 1.5. So when I go back up here to find my answer, the correct answer should be F. Okay?